Hola, peeps. I know I was supposed to be here hours ago. Right? It's been a strange day. And also a little had plans, so um, ended up that. Also ended up in a fight with a deer in the middle of the roadway. I'd love to tell you I'm kidding. I'm not. Uh, I think this may be the first time in my life I ever went full like hick hop, full on fighting mode with a deer. Um, like straight gangsta grass, damn near through hands. Then hooves. Anyway, y'all, uh, no, no, this is like one of those that, you know, seen deer in this areas that I, you know, was in, and we are coming back through. It's notorious for it. See, always do like 2 mile an hour, And, so, no biggie, right? Expect them all the time, you know. If you're local, you know. And where those spots are, you know. So easily, stopped whatever. Waited on the deer to do their thing, make sure they weren't gonna jet anywhere. I'm like, okay, everybody's chill, we're all good, everybody's in their places. I'm gonna creep on through now, right? Hell no. Hell no, that's nope. Mm-mm. Quit eating that. It's not edible. Stop that. No, no, bad kitty. No, no, stop that. Just stop that. It's not edible, I promise. Oh dear. Anyway, back to the deer. So, I'm like, okay, we'll creep on through and past. And, nope, no, this fella wasn't having it. And I've never seen anything like it. Um, but he decided to march his ass. I was like, what the fuck is this one doing? Fuck are you doing, bro? I'm like, whatever. He'll pass through. He's just gotten wild hair up his ass. He'll cross there and be fine. Nope, no, no. This one comes on purpose slowly, like straight up, like, you know, ego deer plants itself firmly in the roadway and then starts blowing and snorting at me and slamming the ground with the hooves. I'm like, and raking them, and I'm like, and looking at me, and I'm like, oh, hell to do, bro. Little's laughing her ass off. I was like, this ain't funny. I was like, this ain't funny at all. And this dude wouldn't stop, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna do something about this, cause here in a second, uh, he's gonna come at the vehicle. I, and I had a notion what he was up to, but he was barking up the wrong tree, right? So, um, I rolled in the window and I'm like, bro, hands up and everything, I get the gangster voice going. I'm like, what's your problem, man? Come on. Oh, dear. Anyway, he kept doing it for me too, and he's like, well, wait. I think this might actually be the wrong species. My bad. And then he does indeed move along. So apparently he thought we were in competition for his little herd there. It's Twitter patent season, I suppose. I don't know, and he felt some type of way about it. Yeah, I've seen him do all kinds of things on purpose. This one straight wanted to have a fight about it. He had more testosterone and hormones raging than he could handle or something. It's like, hey, you gonna come at me like that, Anyway, in the fucking deer. I don't even know what big of a fan unless they're in a frying pan, but they're cute and all. And I love them. These sweet little forest critters. But this one's straight trying to start shit with me. And I don't think my deep voice yelling bro at him helped anything. But he's like, yeah, it's gotta be really fighting now. But I mean, if you've ever seen how shark, man, they can really screw some things up. Like, they can kill you with that. They ain't joking. Slash tires, jack up your whole car, you rolling around looking like Chris Farley and David Spade. Ain't nobody got time for that. Alright? Ain't nobody got time for that shit. That's the first one I've ever seen do that type of bullshitter in the road, like, full on, why are you trying to hit on my girl, bro? You know? Nah, I wasn't gonna be hurt. It's called reverse. But I just didn't want the vehicle or anything yet. I'm like, Little's over cracking up though. I'm like, this ain't funny. Anyway, I asked the asshole why he couldn't just do this at the deer crossing signs. He didn't laugh. I thought it was. Y'all remember that radio skit from way over a decade ago? God, that was hilarious. Anyway. No, my ass knows reverse. Little's laughing her ass off. It's like, hey, ain't funny. This deer's trying to fight me. I was like, maybe I've said oh dear one too many fucking times. The deer population has heard about it. Pissed. Stop using her name, bitches. I don't know. Could be anything, really. And I also thought, man, maybe it's got a hold of like some discarded ditch line meth. Like shake and bake or something, Or it's rabid. But I knew. It's just Twitter painting and it was like, man, I'm not even the right color or size or anything. Why you gotta pick me? It did. It's been a week. So damn near had to get out and have a boxing match with deer. Little still giggled about it. It was funny. I was out there full on rapping. What you doing? Sup, bro? Yeah. What's your problem? Anyway. But yeah, I was supposed to be live earlier, obviously. And things transpired even before the deer fight. And so all those things sort of took precedence, Mom life, my dude. So anyway, also still having issues with making sure that all things are absolutely firmly marked in such a way that nothing can be taken, used, screwed with, tampered with, narrated, tragedy pimped up, used for garbage, crazy purposes, more targeting, tormenting, fuckery, just full on tragedy pimping, you know what I mean? Yeah, it goes around. And all that. And so that I can have firm and absolute control over that, and that it will be easy strikes and no way to weasel out of for them. You know what I mean? And that they also cannot screenshot and do whatever, and that any I find streaming into the back of Discords or Patreons or where else with like they always do my other things. which I've kept pretty good eyes on and proof of, for civil things later down the road. Yeah, much like all the Days and the Dinos and the Annabelles and all them with their little channels. Remember all those? Yeah, that's a no-go. So really bad territory. Anyway, so the point is, I'm not gonna have any of that with this. And it's like, even my live stream here, right? A little doohickey down there in the corner, it's a watermark. I don't think many realize that. Some just crop it out, but the thing is it's there. It's always been there, and it's a thing. The first June 15th messages are released. They too were in art. Right? Did not stop them. But that's probably mostly because I'm not bothered yet to take them down with a lot. But I did take a few down at first with those, and then I was like, wait, and then sort of swerved on sports. On that topic, about all that, sort of brings me back to the way back when Candace asked me if I had pics of Dobbs, right? And I'm like, and whatever. Do not share them with anyone. Do not put them out. Do not whatever, etc. Blah, blah, blah. She promised they weren't going to go anywhere. Blah, blah, blah. It was just for her. And yada, yada, yada. I think I've shown those receipts here. Next thing you know, Chasing puts them out. Right? Because I had put in copyrights and my name over all things, my signature and shit on them. Oh, here comes Chasing with clean copies. Through Candace. She'll tell you it's somebody else, but obviously there's one up there, isn't there? And well, then when you go all the way in the way back, and it's Sharon Chasing who do the first interview on purpose with Dawn that falsely eliminates the red truck and sort of gets it out of the public and confuses things around it. I don't know, you sort of have a lineup of dates there, don't you? And then that's kind of going to take us to where we're at right now. No, dear. Both of them and this merry band of idiots for so many years. All of them. All of them, really. And tonight is a spectacular piece of evidence. Proof. Some I didn't need. I mean, it helps in the compiling of things, but it's things I already knew before I even left that fucking road. It helps have proof of what you already know, though. Now I'm gonna watch what I say rather carefully. What happened and what's going to happen, then it's really honestly too late. Can't go back now. Is that, how to work this. Others in this group are going to need to look and be wound up in shit by certain folks with half bullshit and abusive techniques behind it that are same that they did with the other portion of the group prior. But I know that group and them had no problem screwing with us and courts and everybody else with, eh? But that I now hold and have ample proof was all bullshit. Too. And by everyone's own admissions and such over there. Confessions, shit, blah, blah, blah. You know, all kinds of good, nice things. So anyway, I like to say it's probably what happens predating all things that people are leaving out. That's going to be an issue. And it's, for them. Also, I find the lineup again. Oh Lord. Well, okay. Let me see. Let's just say, some shit was, I don't know, we'll call it half whispered to folks. The other day, and then within minutes, certain thing linked to another thing that has long targeted us for the whales and otherwise, and this group and whatnot, Rusty, Silver, you know, the type of thing. And anyway, things linked to it came about all straight obvious as hell, right? Within minutes of the half told whisper thing. I don't call that a goddamn coincidence. Especially when it's then you're aware, but then you don't say a word, ain't within minutes it's brought to you, though. And alright, hella coincidences are in there, right? Then what you have after you make, say, today's post about things being brought to light in the members room, suddenly you've got another live popping up with your name in it, and threats and abusers rearing their heads and targeting again via favorite tragedy pimps. Now that doesn't seem like it's just an abuser type thing. That seems like it might be a team thing wound around others this whole time. Is, I don't know, it's all for one, one for all. Ran a bunch of monsters and abusers in and near that road, and the same team wound around both this whole time for several years, screwing with them little, tormenting, terrorizing, hoaxing, blah blah blah, wasting TBI, FBI, law enforcement's time, blah 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 blah, ample proof and evidence of all of it. I don't know, man. It just has Phil on it. Feels like hmm. Feels like for a purpose to intimidate, to silence, and to have an abuser abuse us and people abuse us in their steed. Well, they all pretend hands off. So it seems like. Now, what's not really going to play well is his wording. I quote, "Is anyone else still wondering why Ziggy deleted Fred's comment? The one where, and let me say the Holler Bunny nickname for using this title, right? And also abusers. Anyway, the one where Fred said he knew Ryan was searching the wrong areas and knew she wouldn't be found. That alignment with Andy's call with law. There is much more to come. Wait for it. Thank the Lord that finally someone's taking the steps, and this platform stands by Andy B. Ziggy, stop claiming you're about Summer. You're about the channel, and that's okay, boo. But your lies. Let me see here. Hmm. Okay, and that's okay, but your lies ain't gonna keep flying. I don't know, a bunch of fucking stupid emojis. And dear JSP, yep, see, those are my initials. It's not a nickname like Holler Bunny. So pretty specific. Wow, why did you rush after court to mock Andy? Mac? Anyway, damn right. I knew that he was wearing long before, and that's not what she wore to court, lol. That's right, Andy's finally fighting back the BS you're doing too. Right? Question mark. TikTok, everyone, TikTok. Now, see what this is. I don't know what the fuck she thinks she's going on about over here. But this is an admission that our abuser is in contact with her. Um, they are feeding back, I guess, every detail about court, me, everything else to this YouTuber. Probably sending pictures of me, I don't know. Right? To this YouTuber, who has long time terrorized, harassed, played hoaxes on us, including having TBI, FBI falsely sent here. Um, and otherwise. And, hoax calls where journalists and everybody else's time were wasted, as she said Summers' remains were found on 125, and it was Jody Sue, la la la. And, such. So anyway. Yeah. And it was, her and Donna Candace sort of got caught in that together, didn't they? Didn't we just play a piece a few days ago? Yeah, we did. So anyway, what she just did was admit that she has contact with our abuser with orders in place. They're feeding out info, probably pics, information. They're talking about me, and then this YouTuber who has already sat with our abuser on panel saying they're absolutely doing it in order to target and harass me. That's got a certain vibe to it, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't think that jives with order of protection. They just like sitting there saying that all the stuff was to target. Anyway, has been the whole time for years for different reasons, eh, Silver? D, C, D, the rest, chasing, rest of the team, and all of them. Same ones, same little critters for years now, including our abuser. Do I look stupid? Or still ignorant to me, Bill? Seriously? So essentially, this one over here is definitely not doing any favors for anybody. Yeah, much like the Jenny and Adrian's rest, you don't care to run with lies and bullshit, everything else, and being used to screw with us by an abuser, and for their own reasons over here to keep from being, you know, called out continually by me and their little crimes and what they do in and around active and ongoing cases and what they've done to us criminally, real life, civilly, etc. for years now. And Summer's case, how they tamper with courts, law enforcement, our abuser in order to, and to target myself, my children, blah, blah. Everybody else in the damn community, whole nine, front, back, bottom to top. Now, that's all I'm going to say. And right there's pretty much full admission. Abusers in contact and they're feeding back information about me, court, that is and still features my little, so therefore information's not supposed to come out about. And to a treasure that I already sat there with and said are using to target me on the open. And to get it. This is a woman who several years back made merch making fun of um, the abuse levied at me and for the world, and is our monster left. But okay. Made money off it, still does, I assume. Much like AB, who winds around the monster too in this group, who made jigsaw puzzles like Cancer and Face. They're all for one and one for all of them, right? Been 3 years of it. Anyway, yeah, it looks like a full admission to me. You're doing things that are outside the bounds of. There should be no reason in the world our abusers are in contact with a place that they've sat there saying they're using to openly target and fuck with I'm Little and everybody else, and that this one recently has been posting pictures of Little, insinuating she's a murderer and this and the other, and God knows what else, or the stalking of, and hacking of her accounts, who knows really what that's about, with a lady who is also stalking and threatening to harm Lawson, him, his family, his grandchildren. Yeah. Um, and it's putting out, things, but I just I don't, man, there are orders in place for a little while. Me and our abusers sitting here. They're making the cornbread funny over there. But yeah, and see, the dear JSP doesn't, can't skirt by that. Holler bunny, maybe, doubtful. You can't skirt by the other. And that, nor anyone else is going to skirt by the first series of events. But the gift that keeps on giving are these idiots who think I'm an idiot. Because what they just gave me. Right? The other night, after a half whispered thing, see what would shake loose? Shook loose 10 minutes. And where that led, and to who it led, and what team players it led to. Things I didn't need anyone to tell me, but it's always best to just keep getting receipts on and how it all works and how it's been working since before I even left that road. So, so yeah, how one time being threatened me. And they were fucking with my dogs and that shit I hear this there, right? And I think that was also around the time Abuser came here and stole the dog too. Um, anyway, yeah, I also have proof of that. That's fine. So anyway, the thing is, I know what a lot of things are. In ways. Definitely outweigh that I needed to in order to avoid this place or these people, but when you hear something like this, right? Yeah, and hence the abuser did admit that on his live, yes. And the judge did indeed, I guess, on his own time was blessed and seen. And that's front court. And even I was like, oh boy. So, yeah, we're working. But that wasn't the only time. It'd been every line, every court date, everything. That's how bad it was. It wasn't just that one time he was doing it. And he still does shit like that. It's just like, whatever. Anyway, so and pretends that it doesn't. But yeah, there's no denying this. And I want to know what the fuck me wearing what their core has to do with shit. But anyway, so I guess they're sending pictures of us. I don't think that's supposed to be happening either, man. Either way, clear communication and coming back and telling Judge Vince what's happening with my daughter, paperwork, court settings, this and the other, in order for them to target, harm, harass us further for them and for others. You know, the team. And I'm doubling, tripling, quadrupling down at this point that I don't give a shit what the rest of the world thinks. I know where we stand. And this is pure and absolute witness intimidation. It's been this shit from very early on until and watching it being done to others. Um, Around somewhere in her life in case 2 is not a coincidence. I don't find it one in any way. Also, mind you that ain't that cute, motherfucking monster, dear. How cute's that? Hopefully, it doesn't have tattoos below its ass cheek. Oh, look at this. It's been watching long enough, long-term troll to know about my heart, but I don't have heart disease. So, but it does know enough to know that I've had heart attacks because of this place, the group, stress, la la la. Ain't that cute, y'all? Either way, so not your average troll. Joined 2 years ago for subs. Not commented anywhere else. Apparently bothered 4 people though. I don't know where to take that as whatever. Nobody cares. Okay. Let's see. Alright. So anyway, yeah. Oh, I don't even know where it was. I guess it was probably its purpose, right? Oh, cutie. Um, but yeah, this one right here, I'll listen to it. I'll listen to it. Abuse the hell out of Candace. Gaslight the fuck out of her. Giggle at. You know how it's always on slides, especially early on, it looks like going, oh no, I expect Candace one mean sideways. Candace hates me. Blah, 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 and making Candace look some type of way. Yeah, whatever. And it sees that one time she spoke to her, even though we could all clearly tell what she was doing for years, to Candace. She was abusing her through Dawn. And Dawn was allowing. We watched for a long time as she would gaslight, push in, etc. Not only abused through and openly and gleefully and took joy in and fed on, knowing what pains she was causing. Candace, the relationship is here, la la la, right? She fed on. I mean, it was gross, man. But she would gaslight and create such shit between them on purpose to where Dawn ended up beating the shit out of Candace. Like, we all know that, and we've seen it. And Sharon enjoyed every minute of it, and she still does. One of her favorite things is watching others abuse, especially if she can cause it. There's something very wrong with this woman. Um, she laps it up like cats and cream, bro. You can see the just, I don't know, she lusts for things like that. It does it for her. It's not a cop technique or oh, I'm getting to the bottom of it. This is something she enjoys. She enjoys abuse and she enjoys igniting that shit between people. For some reason, she loves watching men abuse women. She gets off on that shit. And causing it. I don't know what the fuck her problem is. Just like, what was it, a few weeks ago? She was so heckin' concerned about Candace's new nose. Oh, and DV, but yeah, look at the merch she's had up online after Monster did that shit out in the open eons ago. Look what she's done between Dawn and Candace for years now. She really does get off on that. And I mean that. And I think any psychologist or professional that watched and listened to her, and she's interacting with them or was able to hear the real conversations and stuff taking place and interactions the way I was when still living on or around Ben Hill or in communication with, would understand exactly what Jerry is. And there's a real problem there. Apples and trees, my dudes. You have a woman here who has animal torture charges, who left all of her children behind in another country, and she ran away to another country to allegedly not be arrested on violations of stalking and harassment charges. And then sent a guy they'd never even really met to come get at least a couple of them she left behind. When she was only supposed to come back 3 days. Animal abuse. Left kids behind like it wasn't nothing, bro. Ran to a whole other country where she's enjoying it because she thinks the Canadian border is a no-touch zone, right? They know it's harder up there. It's like her and AB both do that. Right. It's often why they use the out of country folks to get up to the worst stuff around all this and targeting of us, because they know it takes special things to do it. However, they are touchable by American law enforcement, feds. Make no mistake about that. But civilly, they know it's harder. Criminally? Hmm. Anyway, um, especially when folks like that are using the FBI and TBI names falsely in order to target people around an active and ongoing investigation. Sure, that isn't small fries. And as far as the apple and tree part goes, you have a woman who did all that, allegedly, and is on the run, allegedly, with warrants here in the U.S. for stalking and harassment and violations. Imagine that, supporting people and targeting their victims and survivors with things in place. We see she doesn't give a shit about things in place, right? Whoever her fucking victims were. But then she also holds up her own tree on her panel, and like it's paid its debt to. Right? Look at my daddy. Right? Daddy comes over there. Now, we are not our parents, okay? Don't have to be. Just because parents did XYZ, I mean, a lot of things. A lot of people have choices. I think there's certain boundaries, all these other things in life. You can pick and choose which way you slide, go, yada, yada, yada. However, a daddy comes over there, burnt a child to death, and that child's mother ran back in to try to save that child, and she perished as well trying to save her child, while her other children and family watched and listened to them burn. Sorry, but there's no adequate amount of time on this earth for paid debt for that. You ain't gonna get me to be like, oh, and watching it being propped up on a panel. I'm telling you, there's something wrong with that woman over there. She enjoys watching others pain. And she knows online and that border give her certain leeway to try to do all, and what she's done and what she continues to do. And she thinks there will be no repercussions for her. What she's not doing, actually, is helping another abuser. What she is trying to do is to trigger and to target me to get reactions from or views up for cash apps or $79.99 tiered credit. And also from the timing of scheduled things after a post a little funny. It has a 2-for-1 flavor on it, much like more witness intimidation. Attempting to silence one once again. Also, let's not forget that this one also had hands in with the favorite bondswoman and them and this the other that were playing in the fake Fed bullshitter, a Penny Chase arrest. Also, that particular person and others around it had things to do with the Green Eyes, Daryl Jacobs, Daryl Johnson bullshittery. Right? And that one seems awful worried for some reason as opposed to the rest about that blackmail letter we got under the one account over here. I don't know why. I did not expect that in this. Because I know who that sort of... Okay. That it started stressing it early before I was even looking at it is a little strange. So what you've got is this little, and let's not forget, in the first couple weeks with Candace and Dawn, her, Prayer Garden, We Can Leave You Hopeless, other team in the back, blah, blah, blah. J4 and all of them were plotting and scheming and bullshitting in the background to try to have Dawn participate in the lifting off of a fucking marathon under false pretenses. Under guess what? The same like 50K that it seems to be keep going for, And they also, half that team are the ones that pushed them to play the hoax bullshit with Mary and them, and then released it to J4 and them so they could play both sides, and all this other bullshit too. As they were wanting all it lifted up, they were very much, I told Candace, I was like, something ain't right here. They're trying to make you look all types of way, and then they're, it's, I think this group and them were very much up to some shit. But aren't they always? Haven't they always been? Way before any of us were public. Well, we weren't. We were some of the last to be public. But, that's what I'm saying. And all that time, though, Sandy and others were figuring out all of our shit, too. Behind the scenes, etc. Having us targeting, especially after they realized they couldn't use their shit. All this other crap because it, you know, backfired when they started figuring out the times and all this, and it didn't match for what, it's just like whatever. And then we start getting full out. Targeted. Ain't laid off since. There are too many things that one. That thing up over there. From the very earliest of days. But of course there's a squall and all them first. But either way, I think we all know how far that one there will go, how far she's going. I also have links to her with looks like Jen and Ryan pants from the earliest. Which, by the way, seems to. I ain't even gonna touch on that. But, yeah, to me, I don't think there's any skirting by that right there. Once again, feeding out all court stuff, everything about us, talking about us for the channel, clearly being used by our abuser to target us. Along with others who have used it and that tragedy pimp piece of garbage to target us for years. Slander, blah, blah, blah. Harass, full hoaxes that brought real feds, journalists, wasted time, Ellie, everything else. So, and that too seems like another, I just, yep, looks a certain type of way. That's all I'm saying. So, and I still think it's one of those, it's like, I've always said, never would screw around with that thing. I already knew what the hell that thing. It's like, And then one day it shows up in my thing. I wouldn't even subscribe to anybody around here. And I still got screenshots. Like, what the fuck? This is weird. I'm not subscribed to anybody. And I sent it to someone else. Like, what is this? When it came across my thing. And I went in there and it had been in my. This is after Squall had said some things. I'm like, what is going on here? So I touched the button. God help me. And it takes me in there, and there's that one in keys. Conveniently talking, like, dude, and that's when you realize you're asshole deep to giraffe hacked and all kinds of things as well. But I'm like, this is weird. Took over, I listened for a minute. Guess who it's talking about? Me, of course, and I was in that title, I believe, as well. And then it accused me of being kicked under a table and reading off script or something. What the, you know? Lady, you ain't right. And I know who you are. Like, come up and did that same gaslight. If you don't come up here, president, blah, 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 if you don't take the link. What are you, two, man? Seriously, this is what peace. What anything to do with it? Didn't need to. It was that easy to grasp and understand what it was. And to have a little, obviously new because what I've been doing with C&D and what I hearing back, It's like, oh, it's that thing, right? Oh, oh. It took me a while to figure out that it was the thing with chasing that was on Dawn's first interview that they fucked up a red truck shit with a trick on purpose with. That Dawn about killed us over while he was confessing to me about his sibling and whatnot. And it was a weird night. Narcissus there in the pool. So anyway. Yeah, it took me a bit to put that. I was like, oh god, it was over there too. Yeah, it was her and chasing. Weird that. Them damn Canadian and Carolina porches, I'll tell you what. So, anyway. Wish it good luck on its journey into whatever it's doing. I'm not gonna play with it. I hope it gets a few eyeballs on it from this. But I've never had to play with it. Nor do I care to. Um, it was never worth hunting like the others because I already knew what it was. I just needed proof, evidence, the type of thing of how it fit in and to tie in, but never had to play with it to get that. Never had to hunt it like the others. And there's been so many blatant and outright things with it, right? Through all the years where it's targeted us for several people now, including misusing the FBI, TBI, law enforcement, journalists, etc., to do so, and it continues. And I don't know, man. It's gonna have to have a certain type of feel to it for any court setting. For an abuser to have made its way over to that one finally through the rest of the group to sit there with that and to do that. And, yeah, knowing it's linked to chasing the rest who have been up on the properties to get in this there. I mean, like, damn, those ties are all easy to make, man. And so obvious nobody can miss them even without the abundance of compiled evidence. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe the stupidest thing ever. They really are the gifts that keep on giving. But all I can say is that that first step's a doozy. I think Jenny, Adrian, S. Curry fell for some bullshit, but they also made up their own bullshit, and then others, then they all had to cover everybody's bullshit and all the bullshit, Target and I Little. And that's about what's going to happen again. But some people just too eager beaver monster over there, and they have no freaking clue what's happening. But I did when I let out a whisper of a thing. And yeah, them timing and dates, boy, they matter. And the links between certain things coming and going and things offered and pushed at. Oh boy. Don't they though? Not all things are as they appear, my dears. But yeah, I remember when Benny, the dog thing, let's go back to that. And they were naming all the live streams after my dogs, and my dogs were being fucked with here, and then Monster stole one, and then Benny stabbed the one on purpose. You clearly see the fence was busted from the wrong side. I'll let you. And he laughed at the neighbors, drooling, because him and Cher made it the same sort of ilk. They just love abusing people, especially women and children. So anyway, they, yeah, you remember that? All that? And Benny titled one of his live streams, you're gonna need 4 legs to keep up or something. You're gonna need 12. Over there, Rusty. I ain't your average hole button bitch. And I come out of there knowing what you were. Enough to never have to play with you. Which should tell you all you really need to know. Should have told quite a few of you. It's much like AB. I knew what he sort of was and is from years before when I'd seen him over in political circuits and this other shit and crap he's done. Never had to play with that one much. Knew what he was. I didn't expect to see him here, but I knew what kind of bullshit he got up to online. Because he kept being in my way during certain political stuff that I was researching and helping journalists with. Didn't know these things for years. He kept just popping up, but he was like, hey, it wasn't worth worrying about. But I could see his fuck shit online everywhere. All kinds of weirdness, let me tell you. So, fully aware of what an AB is. That's why I never had played him much either. A few over here like that. It's like Hills on the Ground. When she was at it, I was like, holy shit. Because I knew who she was and what she is. And how much I had dealt with her and shit I've seen coming from her during political stuff. Oh yeah. JLR, knew him. Because of political shit and real friends of mine and groups and things coming in contact with that little piece of garbage. They gave the world fishing because he was online playing with a bunch of children and teenagers, and sued everything from like dead presidents, the moon, and like M&Ms. Created Alex Jones. Really is the first tragedy of him on Earth, considering what he did at Sandy Hook. He also stalked and harassed one of our U.S. reps. It's married to one of the twin astronaut brothers, Kelly or something. Was the astronaut's name? Anyway, she had been attempted to be assassinated, whatever, shot, and he was trolling her. I mean, like, I don't know how that dude breathes free air, and he is disgusting. But anyway, basically, this merry band of little terrorists over here, criminal organization, well organized criminal empire, all working together in ways that definitely violate federal law on an abundant scale every single day. It ain't cool, my dudes. Either way, there's a few here in the red plate. There's a few that, there's reasons in play. I know who and what they are. Because of other realms. And because people like this often cross over into other, it's like, I was talking a minute ago, there's a few I've seen in political shit. They were doing that for pay, crypto, weird shit, criminal stuff there, but they weren't big enough for me to worry about, and that was not what we were doing in things. We weren't hunting that aspect of stuff, so, they all went to the wayside, But, yeah, so I know what they're doing and what they're fully capable of, and their tech ability, all the crap, and therefore what their roles most likely are in around whatever. And it should also strike people a little odd that most very bad things in the Summer Wells community here have a tendency to revolve around several, but a lot initially were in somehow AB's Discord and then come out of it. Even some of the most notorious little locals. But they were aiming for bigger, but the Discords layout seemingly just peered in and then came out of mostly ABs. Ish. Strange. Allegedly. How'd they get there? I have questions. Either way, I'm going to consider this the gift that it is. And I knew the other night. And I went to sleep at peace. No one half whispered things I had within minutes provided exactly more compelling. I did indeed go to sleep with a smile on my face. I'm going to do that again tonight. So y'all carry on. Enjoy. Please do continue to give me more to compile. And that right there, it don't look good. It don't look good. And it ain't supposed to be happening. And I give you $1,000,000 if you find one panel I've ever sat on any of these years or with any creator where they're saying they're absolutely targeting our abuser, or that I am with them. You won't find one because I've never done any such thing. Never targeted anyone. I have spoken openly about DV, just like I have all of the time I've had social media. Way, 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 like long ago. MySpace, Facebooks, whole nine. Looking at several decades. Just as he abused us in the open, with glee, with ego, proudly boasted about to everyone who would hear him, and beat me in public and otherwise in front of people and crowds, even from the first time he ever laid hands on me. It's one of his favorite things. This realm's no different for it, but it profits off of it. But I've always been open about the abuse. I've always used social media. This is nothing new. But I promised if I ever got out of there, I would use my voice to help other women. I've also used this realm to keep us in light, safe from, as this thing has been here the entire damn time, and piled up with those over there playing games before we ever even became public. As soon as it was on. It was also before even the first couple days and be served, getting ready to be violated, but things had not been served because it was under other accounts pretending to be other people trying to figure out where I and Little were. It was also, as evidenced, terrorizing, harassing, coming by, doing all the fuck shit, and it's not stopped. It's wound itself around family, friends, support systems, been part of all these things for years, plus pretended it is doing it. It is trying very hard for flip script. I don't care. I will continue to speak out to keep Iron Little safe, to save other women from the darkness, body bags, to help them identify, and to hopefully help them keep monsters from doing what they're so often able to do in certain settings. And that's a whole hell of a lot of reason why a lot of times women and children do die in the dark, and why they're afraid to reach out. And that's so what you see attempted to be done to us by abusers, their teams, all these little players, and them able to at least at first screw with us on that level. I cannot tell you how many women that's probably terrified into never reaching out. Or when they start to, they'll think, holy shit, no. Can't just be punished for, annihilated for, hurt, harm, whatever, you know, kids screwed with further from abuser, all these things. It's things that keep women and children locked in from reaching out. That's what this group of advocates and an abuser doing shit behind the scene with them and being able to tamper with things is done. And I'd hate to think that I can't imagine how many tens of thousands have run through and seen this for years now with that. And how many out of those may never reach out because of that. You know, these fucking advocates, right? Potato matters. Yeah? Till you watch the same damn creators stand there and actually help the abuse of women and children and cheer it on. Buy the merch, buy the bullshit, help known and admitted abusers of women and children, animals. I guess Silver and Ed are very much different than that, are they? Dump them off like dogs, don't care about them until they're worth something or used for a few clicks and views or cash, whatever else, or they age out, I don't know, it's whatever. Abuse the animals, abuse women. I don't know why that one over there, the silver one, enjoys. And you can tell because of her pattern fears. She does indeed. Watch the light in her eyes, man, and how she gets when Dawn's abusing the shit out of Candace or when she is causing pain to Candace or whatever, right? Through Dawn and sending her ass cheeks to the father of a missing child, right? With her little monster tattoos and stuff. All you really gotta do is look in that one's booking, photos, and otherwise. There ain't nothing home, man. There's something lurking in the dark back there behind its eyes, but it ain't human. Something empty. And I think most good humans can feel that and see that in one image. There ain't nobody home. It ain't here being an advocate. It enjoys watching others' pain, terror, blood, death. It enjoys being able to abuse through others and have others abused. By the way, it manipulates and gaslights in such baby ass, goofy, obvious ways because it's not really all that skilled at that either. It's pretty fucking blatant and obvious what it's doing. And how it does it, even between Dawn and Candace, is pretty gross and open. Can't miss it. And the way it blackmails and threatens C and D or others when they don't do what it wants them to do, is pretty telling too. The threat lives, the changed live titles. If you don't do this, or trying to trigger people with certain threats of targeting those around them they care for, church people or whatever. I think we've all seen its playbook, right? And it thinks it's safe in Canada since it's obviously allegedly not safe here in the US while it's on the run from violating stalking, harassing charges, and animal torture and all that. I'm so afraid of being held responsible for that that it even left its own children, several of which are still here. Here tell allegedly of people they don't even belong to. My what instincts. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. That 3-day visit to Canada turned into Gilligan's Island tour, man. That's probably why poor Mark over there, he's got that Dancing with Devils thing up. He gave up on YouTube, had to sell his bike. He's feeling the type of way lately. Ain't no wedding ring on that thing. Poor fellow. Oh well. And didn't she manipulate and fuck with and send his ass pictures and break up him and somebody else to get her 3-day visit up there anyway? Ain't that how it happened? She really had to get to Canada. So anyway, I don't know, because there's so many fake receipts around here. Crap, I mean, you never really know. And I ain't gonna spend the money after time on, you know, all you can do is allegedly sometimes, because I've seen some of them receipts come out by JLR on done and stuff that others around here couldn't verify all these things, then big, huge little tragedy pimp titans use. I'm like, but wait, where's all of it? Why didn't anybody ever show the rest? Why didn't even JLR the rest? This doesn't feel right. So you had to watch out even for records in here. Anyway, but it's like sloppy right now. That one's supposedly on the run too, right? Warrants and whatnot. Wasn't he locked down in a damn yard or something, or property? In order to be on the run, he'd had to cut it off. That would be a whole nother thing. And you ain't getting past that. So he can't be running. I don't know. Maybe he had it taken off. I don't know. I stopped paying attention to that one a while back. And then I don't know. Hell, last time it took days anyway and weird shit. Who knows if anything, it's always man behind the curtain here, but I mean, you do have real freaking lawsuits being put in, all fake light or forms of tampering with judges and as blackmail. Right now there's several of those going again. This group and others in the Summer Wells community. It's weird. But we've experienced one of those targeted ones that were meant to tamper with judges and things on behalf of Monster and this group, and that were false when they went in, and certain dates picked for those that are no coincidence, one like that, you know, and then admissions and such of it later on down the road. There is that mud pie. We did see how he runs. I don't think he's getting very far. Well, I don't know. To be fair, that was on a hill. He's not used to those. He might do fine on sidewalks. Flatland. Don't know, man. Hopefully he's wearing his own pants this time. But I mean, look at him. Look at me in the screen, man. They're straight abusers themselves. Bullhorn over. They don't call it that one Bullhorn Strangler for no reason, dude. Her list of DV and criminal, but they're a mile long. Half these tragedy pimps, like, they're straight up junkies for years. They criminal records longer than the ones they complain about anybody else ever having around here in any of the cases. They just, you can't make this shit up, but they do. It's like, damn, you know, they got worse and longer records, and anybody they're quote trying to stop, the big bad criminals. I'm like, huh? We're talking about things like Petito and this and I'm like, but bitch, you abuse people. Bro, you have abuse it. What the And then here we're talking about, oh my gosh, stalking and harassment's a sign of blah, 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 blah. And they'll have that. And I'm like, and look at Bullhorn down there at Potatoes. They got all of Floridians' rights taken from them as citizens. Them, White Boy, MJL, JLR, just a few tragic shit specs on Suburban. Got all of Floridians' rights. I'm like, whoa. All because Floridians wanted tragedy pimping to stop in their state. And then it took one politician to rope a dope, use that law, make it into something else. Took all of Floridians' rights away. Uh, but you got Bullhorn in there and Potatoes. Bullhorn, meanwhile, y'all remember her working with Cher, by the way? And they got caught outright on a taped call doing that together and planning all the stuff around Quentin Simons. You know, while they pretended they weren't together, just like they always do. But she got caught, and on that call, she's ever giving the other lady tips on how to beat and abuse people. Partners. Like, are we in hell right now? But this woman's when it's in there. Gabby! The Landrys! With Olivia and the rest. I'm like, yeah, I mean, you can't. They do. Got Justin out here for years, pinning he's got children and shit and comparing. Think how many times you heard that dude on live streams being like, well, this mother, this father, this whatever, blah, blah. They're not feeding their baby 1,000% organic, gold plated applesauce, you know, from the Himalayas. And that's what I do with my children and their twinsies and their blah, blah, every day. And comparing his child parenting, blah, 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 to put down these others and they're in and around these other cases or people in chats. All the fucking kids are imaginary. They don't even exist. Much like PGs. Y'all been tithing for socks for needy children that don't exist. Well, that woman's over eating all the brownies, popping all the beers, smoking all the cigs. She's like, I do all the dishes every day. I was like, no, that wasn't the doorbell at 4 a.m. Come on. It's insane. Speaking of tragedy, did you all see a bit where Dolly fell asleep in the full-on HOA, very, like, abundantly populated neighborhood of Sebastian's? Did you see him fall asleep where he was driving in there? He could have killed searchers, families, children. Yeah, and then watch it all on right now try to create the same playbook they do in every case, right? They're trying to create the distrust of and such of law enforcement, EMS, TBI, etc. And they're trying to push out other groups and trying to create conspiracy theories around them so that their search groups and shit will come in about like AWP did that, you know, get look, I can't. Alright. And I just now also like seen, oh my god, where Audrey's mama had learned by Nancy Grace that her daughter had been most likely in the clothing item was left on me. I did not know that had occurred. And because of Nancy Grace. That was horrifying to see. And the mom be up there be like, I found out because of you. And the breakdown. See, I've never like, everybody's like, Nancy Grace. Look, since I was a kid, that woman, like, see her on TV or anywhere, I'm like, there's something wrong with that individual. Even as a child, I could feel it. That's why now I'm very much against places where tragedy pimps fist bump the Entons and things, and it was like Nancy Grace, or where they hold places for those like bullhorns or dollies or others to visit their news broadcasts and give them space. But I think it's because, A, they're like the big tragedy pimps, right? This is what 24/7 news cycles have given us. And let's be real, the first 24/7 news outlets were created because of a little one that had fallen down a well. I'm old enough to remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers. And so 24/7 news was born, right? Anyway, CNN was trying to lift off. But yeah, Pepperidge Farm was alive. Okay. So anyway, I remember. Anyway, so the thing is, Save the Babies is what gave us 24/7 news. Now 24/7 news needs content 24/7. There ain't that much goddamn news. Okay, I tell you that. There's just not. So, well, guess what? They all turned into talking heads instead of Cronkites. And then they realize they can manipulate the public and others that, and real information dies in the dark, and they feed you bullshit, and they can control whole nations by horse shit and populations. Yeah, whatever. But either way, I think now we're in an era where the tragedy pimps here have actually fucked even the talking heads, because now real law enforcement, etc., won't give anything out, fairly, especially in high profile, because tragedy pimps involved. So therefore, the only way the talking heads now have news is by fist bumping with the bullhorns, say like in front of the Idaho 4 house, right? Um, and they're working in conjunction in order to get the ahas, in that type of first, and I don't know, you gotta wonder how money flows between things sometimes, right? But anyway, why you'd hold space for such little tiny specks of shit on the internet. Think about it. Why do we keep seeing those lowly little peons like the Dollies and the Olivias? All them. The bullhorns and whatnots up there on these bigger channels when they're such bigger YouTube true crime channels, aren't they? I don't know. I'm going to bet it's because some of these in the very lowest tiers are willing to get up to the largest amount of dirt and skirting of laws to get certain shit. That's what it seems like to me. Anyway, man, I find everybody's hands from top to bottom a little filthy. I don't like it. But, you see, when law enforcement's not giving real updates, it's there, can't even really, in a trusting way, use real news sources as tools anymore, because they'll feed back out potentially to places like this that they also use as sort, and inserts and things. Well, you got a problem. So talking heads are being cut off from, so then they're willing to use shit stained specks on the salad bar. I don't like it. It has a vibe and a feel and a taste and a flavor, and no good to come of it. Alright? I don't like it. Either way. Nancy Grace and those types. Not even as a kid. I'm like, there's something wrong with that one. I don't like it. Never have. I don't care what she says. I know her fiance was murdered. I get it. My condolences for 46 years in a row, but that woman's something. Alright. And I'm sure if ever the positions have been reversed, she would not like what she's done. I just, but now to see her doing this shit to those like that, The mom of Audrey that day. I mean, like, that's. And she was blatantly being honest. She's always been honest. She was blatantly being honest. I'll tell you that. For that piece of info, in order to break, I mean, but acting like shit heart, I don't know. She's just so fucking fake, man. Like straight skinwalking as a human. And nothing home. Ain't nothing there. No empathy, no real heart, no character, no compass. That bitch is empty. Corrupt. I don't know. I just don't want it. Never have. Never will. Even as a kid, I was like, ooh, it's got Phil on. He's scared away from even the TV screen. Telling you guys, I can smell them, I can feel them, taste them, 1,000 miles away and through screens and this. I just don't know. I've always been able to, which is really unfortunate in ways. A gift in one, curse in another. It's like I spend my days wondering how a hell of a lot of other people don't see others like that, and that easily. Before they ever even speak, before there's any real interaction, is there a whole room away? I don't understand. You know, I wonder sometimes what it's like to be that oblivious and unaware. And I don't mean that in a bad sense, like, I don't mean it in like a negative way, but it's like, you look around, it's like you can tell there's something really wrong with somebody and sort of pick up on which flavor of wrong it is. And I'm like, oh, that's the murdery type, or that's the SA type, or that's I wouldn't leave my kid alone anywhere near that type. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? And it's like an instance. You don't even have to do much for me to be like, yeah. If anything at all, I can. I don't know. And like how in the hell the others don't, you know? But I wonder what it's also like living in a realm where you can just not. But I think I prefer mine. You know what I mean? Seems like there'd be a little bit more peaceful, but I just also I wouldn't want to be blind to it. You know, I know where it comes from. I know why I'm wired that way. I know why I can see it. I know I sit down well with myself and evaluate and study and pick myself apart. I'm aware of who and what I am and how I operate and function and my wiring and why I'm built as I am and why I pick up on. I'm fully aware of all of it. You know, I try to be in it. Just as I pick other things apart, I do often, very often, sit down with myself, pick myself apart, poke, prod, figure out my own things, put back together, ship on course, and try to stay steady and to continue to have an understanding of myself, especially throughout different stages in life and events and whatnot. So, you know, make no mistake, I do pick myself apart. Same way in which I do everything else. Always have. Um, but I understand fully why. And it's often it's not something that it's, and I think I've said this before, it's not something I mean to necessarily do. Right? I can be anywhere, doesn't matter where, and just doing whatever it is I'm doing, dinner, shopping, gas, whatever. And all you have to do is be near me. You know, I don't look at you and go, I don't have to. It's not like that. It's something that can't be turned off, something that can't be really helped, even if I try to. I instantly pick up on everything. Even, like, these days, I gotta tell you, there's a whole hell of a lot of times that I know that you know, I don't need no extra. So just sort of keep my head down around people. I don't try to go near me. I just, here's heavy enough on the daily. So, yeah, picking up the vibes and crap from other people is just like, But yeah, it's an instant thing. It's not something done purposefully. It's like an auto thing. Just does it. It's a helpful thing, but sometimes it can be just a little overwhelming. It's like, man, can I just like have dinner out one time without knowing that guy over there is really sus around whatever ain't right, feels off. Can I just like not have it hit me? Can I just enjoy my chips and salsa, my dude? So, yeah. Can like I have a conversation just once where the tones don't, and I can't pick up on like, three white lies of bullshit or whatever this the other in less than 2 minutes. Please. And then I have to think about whether that's just, yeah, yeah. Anyway, yeah. So, I think I take a little walk here for a minute to finish this one off. And throughout the night, I'm going to continue to work on what I'm working on and getting ready to do. Because I'm real done with that bullshit over there and the threats and intimidation and convenient timing of such stuff. And no, no, nope, they ain't having it these days. I'm done being just outright fucked with by abusers and targeted, intimidated, blackmailed, fucked with, 40 hours in rain coated, teamed, etc. to death for several years in a row. I'm done with all of it. And we're gonna let some lunch in. Cause fuck all y'all, that's why. Fuck all of you. Y'all have run your course for years. Y'all attempted to annihilate me, break me, get me harmed, murdered, crush me, push me, my child, my children, my family, etc. to the brink. So many times, so many ways. So many goofy team ways, built ways, webbed ways, right? Tiered ways. Well, opportunity. I'm over. Tired of being fucked with. And as you can see the other night, a certain little band of people playing games with us since definitely left that roadway with our abuser and then also continuing for years. Um, let out stuff to lockdown when it shouldn't have been. So yeah, it definitely has flavor on it again. And that they're going to continue like always, and they have always done. Which is why this room's been set up for the abuser and by, and all the things have been as they've been seen, and it's because that and my children are it. It's how you terrorize, torment. You insert, you do the things. So all it means is just, over and over and over and over again. C&D and team are fully aware of that. It doesn't paint a really nice picture. And that lockdown had just come back with hit pieces ready for McDonough and I from here. And had contact with the abuser. Boy, don't that look certain. You know. So no, not this time. I'm gonna continue to work on what I'm working on. To make sure that light can shine. Because I'm sick of everybody's shit at this point. I'm not gonna be intimidated, bullied, screwed with, tampered with, abused or used against like for the past several years, but profits off of, abuses out in the open, and uses these people in the thousands to do this while pretends it's innocent of. While other camps seem to be round with the same team, doing other fuck shit from the beginning and being eaten by those for years now. Everything known to man done to harm my children, my family. To try to blackmail, silence us, torment us, terrorize us, break us, push us over the edge. Health issues, heart attacks, you name it. Stress, craziness, insertion, cutting me and my little off from support and everything else. Keeping us caged and not able to reach out. And this, I mean, like it's gross and terrible and evil what's been done. And it's been done for who knows what reason, but I have my theories. It's and there can only be so many reasons for it. And I can't say those would be law enforcement, basically. They just come in here and tell me, shut the fuck up. Promise you that. And I've asked, do I need to? No. Carry on. I wish there was a guidebook to it all, but from all the stuff that's occurred, how it's occurred, the way it's occurred, staying in the light's better than. And in public is safest for us on several different levels. And I'm done. All of it can only be done for so many reasons. Now I know why one's participating in, of course, but the others, you have to ask why. Why is that? It can only be so many reasons for that. I think you only screw with somebody, tamper with them, do all this shit for so many reasons. I try to discredit, annihilate, do whatever it takes to silence someone and their children and get hands on them and do this by any means necessary, break them or destroy them, their family, and it's a sinner. For so many reasons. They go this far for so many reasons. Now, the tragedy pimps, on top of that, they have their own reasons to triple and quadruple down on it. And that includes hiding their crimes and what they've done and how they've wound each other up in and all the shit they've done that they are afraid of being held accountable for, civil or criminally. Being outed, being known in other cases, which is happening. I can see hints of it. In other cases, and especially across Tennessee, y'all seeing so, y'all, just the TBI's response and other groups and communities' responses to these tragedy pimps coming in. People are waking up. And TBI and like East West, it was like the response to him in Quentin Simons. I chat him so quickly. It's like this sense of relief and knowing what they weren't showing you in the background, but was actually happening was that I've finally gotten the tragedy pit moniker to stick, right? And there were whole places filled with community members down there screaming, "Go home, tragedy pit." But they didn't show you none of that shit, did they? Instead, they broke off into a third unit, which is now the anti-tragedy pimp unit. That way they got a triangle going, and they try to take power from the word tragedy pimp. Either way, gives me hope. But there's only so many reasons. And I tell you one, ain't a damn one of them because people think we're sus or guilty of anything. Because we're not. And it damn well can't be because we hold the same, it's like outright we're getting life for the same shit apparently that have been said long before us here and even admitted by certain folks. So why do I or the kids get for the same damn thing? Like, it didn't make sense till I went back and looked at what was happening before and I heard the others from before we ever came here. I'm like, wait, this shit was already known and said by others, include. Why in the fuck did we get eaten for it? Why did chasing make up bullshit? Why did all this happen to us? Why? Doesn't make sense. Unless it's because of other reasons. It's not what's commonly known between a whole bunch of us. I suppose, like Allie, myself, Marlena, a few others here and there. H, I suppose, True, Leslie, Graham, and all these others have been up right here and there speaking and whatnot. Because they already been out here. But I'd never really listened to them or anything. I didn't know even until, now I'm still listening to shit from what, I'm like, because I separated from all that. And I wasn't like, so I didn't know. And so there's stuff I'm still from. I'm like, wait, so why the hell did I get? And my kids get, but that was already, what the fuck, you know? It's like the shower stuff, weed stuff, this stuff. Why in the hell? What the, you know? Why are we late into? Mine's all this stuff. It can only be for certain reasons. And they tried to make it about Scream, but it's, how the hell do you make it about a Scream when even I'm like, man, who knows if it counts or not? We don't have an explanation for it. Just know we heard some shit. But yeah, sound can travel, and it does, and here's the proof that it can. Fucks up the all new Scream that even I'm like, well, I take it in and my own posts. You know, because one day there might be an explanation for it. But they ain't always seen and heard. They only witnessed. Still make up the timeline. But that's all they ever want to concentrate on is a Scream. Unfounded. Like, I give a flying fuck, bro. I know. My kids know what the fuck hurt. We begged for an explanation. Sounds do travel. La la la. There's proof here. Always has been. Yeah. I'll argue that until the day I die, because that's fact. Sounds can do travel from la la. Proof's been here all along. But, I don't, I'd hella into something that even I'm like, well, maybe someday there'll be an explanation for it. But we won't know until now, will we? Meanwhile, I'd still like to know what the flash is, what door slams, but all these other things are. I want to know why all these other things that I think are of a great deal more importance than, in ways. But these people don't talk about that. They want you to concentrate on the Scream instead of all the other. They want you to concentrate on me being in the creek instead of why the fuck where, or the fact that there was somebody with us the entire fucking time. Right? Like, Kansas is over on the fucking end of the road. I'm in the fucking line, and there's another fucking witness with me, searching with me the entire fucking time. Like, oh god, she's in the road. What? Bitch, I have a witness to show him just a witness. Fuck you mean? There's also cameras everywhere. Cameras even y'all are aware of, like, not aware of. I mean, fuck off this stupid shit. Y'all stupid. Oh my god, she was a mother to her thighs. Oh, sit dog. Bitch, if I've been anywhere near summer, them dogs would hit all up in my shit. Everywhere. Them dogs are placed around us, like damn near in us, in our vehicles, cars, buildings, our children. Give me a fucking break, man. Yeah. Part of the clothes I was wearing, they're still here. So were the shoes. Left them unworn, yeah. They even checked the prints on our shoes, by the way. No shit, these Barney 5 shoe things showed up. They checked all of our shoes. Shoes are still here. Clothing, unwashed. My day, still here. That purse, still here. Still not washed. Still has the same items in it even. Try me, ho. But logic and common sense, that doesn't do much good. You can lead a horse to water, dude. You can lead a horse to water. You can't make it fucking drink, though. Was your house searched? No, bitch. Did you see that big ass helicopter with the big boy equipment on it going over the houses that can see in the caves in the middle of Afghanistan? See that shit? That's called an instant search of everything you fucking own. Heat signatures, nothing. Were you searched? In fact, the feds, no shit, the feds were at my house before I ever got back up there that night. Like, once I was doing that roadway after 609, I wasn't able to go back up the hill. Like, we got told we could leave to get something to eat from midnight or so. Then got Taco Bell. I did a vid that was only private at the time. For a few minutes, we got called back in and told to come to the feds The feds made it to the damn house before we ever did tonight. And all those hours in between were spent with cops, all agencies you can imagine, state, police, helicopters flying, searchers, others, full view interview after interview, all these things for hours. And then we were released to finally get food, which was what the fuck I was trying to do at 6:09. Was go get some damn food and get out for a few minutes. And expect it to turn into, just an average fucking Tuesday till it wasn't. Just can't explain. It's idiots and they want to come and everything but make everybody else look certain ways. Sling shit everybody else did. Ain't it, bro? You barking up all the wrong goddamn trees. You always have been. You've been directed to do so because it benefited all the wrong folks, abusers, tragedy pimps. While they used you all to help annihilate, destroy, tamper, screw with all of us, destroy our lives, get up to fuck shit, help for criminal shit, act buffers, target us, our families, go real life on us, and view it as entertainment or helpfulness, or make you all think you were doing a heckin' good job for them, the creators, or make you feel special, or give you mod pants, or money, or favors, or send you a birthday present, or whatever it is, At least, they're special little groups. Help you build a channel. And all for the destruction of everything. The entire community, really. Headhunt people. Like in every case. Even though. And that's what I was saying. Down there in Sebastian's, what they're doing is the same play-by-play. Trying to create doubt around law enforcement, other groups, trying to push them out, doing this and the other. It's the same play-by-play, man. Same play-by-play. They even make it did this happen? Did it make, like, even the titles, everything. Well, you can't now, really. They've all tried to hide away a whole lot of their summer material, but man, I know a whole lot of y'all have screenshots in your handy dandy notebooks. You know the titles for summer. Same as Classic, Sincere, Cash, hell, even Once, right? Dylan Rounds, Tito, Red, Audrey, Harmony. Even recently, what's the other one that didn't last too long? Wasn't it Hendersonville, or do I have those mixed up? Seth? Was it Seth? Anyway, same shit, right? Corruption, conspiracy theory, police this, blah blah blah, doubt that, search groups this, infighting this and other. Don't know, look at this person, that person, the babysitter, the neighbor, the fry guy, the anons, the Jeremys, the whatevers. Oh my god. Every case, every time. Even when and where prominent ones are immediately like, hey, I mean, look at this group and what they're doing to tamper with cases even after they've tampered with them for years, screwed this shit for years, and made millions off of them too. Look what they're doing with maybe some not so good folks there, but in the Delphi case, Karen Reed, the rest. Look what they're doing, even in court settings. But hell, look here, they're willing to do that in satelliting court cases for a bunch of us around everything in order to try to screw with us in this area. And I mean, honestly, at this point, you can't come out. There's a flavor of they're actually learning that if they can script these cases enough, destroy them, that they never get solved or they go cold, and then they can spend years going back and forth to them and doing things that also they hope keeps them from being civilly charged for doing what is entirely illegal and calling people murderers and kidnappers and, doing fuck shit to community members and harassing and this and the other and blah blah, their crimes, their billboards, their bullshit fundraisers, all that, and such. Look, lovely name, this troll. Yes, actually, I am a man. I am. I'm two men. And mine swings further and wider than yours. Alright, carrying on. What can I say? But yeah. Alright. So yeah, I don't know. Don't talk way about it. Always, what's being done to community after community, families, victims, survivors, fighters, law enforcement, courts, what will inevitably be the destruction of justice systems and your rights. Even if you think this crap will never affect you, I promise you, in order to stop this shit, it will end up taking your and tamping down and stuff. You don't want to take. You're gonna go in for some speeding ticket shit and not have your rights at all left because of some shit stained speck salad bar tragedy films, much like Floridians. So as you watch this, keep consuming it, participating in it, and normalizes through the Nancy Graces and the bullshit tragedy pimp, anti-tragedy pimp, talking heads, and all that. Um, the ramifications are going to be far, vast, wide, and everybody here is going to be super fucked. All because of some specs. Can you imagine going into a court, or not having half your rights in Florida to certain things, and knowing it's some douchebag like White Boy Lockdown and Bullhorn and all them jail that caused that? I mean, that's got to sting a little. Like, Olivia and I, that has to sting a little. Can you imagine? Like, you expect politicians, these big giants, to be making whatever to do things, but knowing that happened because of such itty bitty nothing nobody human beings down here doing tragedy things because people wanted them to stop and for something to be done, and then that was rope-a-dope on them. They no longer have their rights. They're at least impeded upon. Can you imagine? I'd be pissed. But that's what's going to happen to the whole freaking nation at a certain point. Because of these idiots. Like Dolly. Imagine going and being like, yep, Floppy and Doug and ABs and the freaking Jennies and Adrian and the rest. And the silvers up there in other countries, in the down under, and all them cause this shit. Like, imagine that. Be hella pissed. What in the world was that move? Anyway, so tomorrow evening, we're gonna let, I guess, more evidence and pieces of what is obviously now a gift continue its gift giving. So many not favors it wants to continue to do for whatever it thinks it's doing, and whatever, whatever. But after, maybe before, I don't know. I hope to have our stuff here figured out, and we'll do what I was planning to do, because I'm really sick of everybody's shit looks. We're gonna end with that. And anyway, I know it's a lockdown and they're all connected. That's one of the last places I remember seeing this recently, so let's uh, seriously, AI was a thing. Of course it was. My name nice. No, don't eat that. Alright, so walkthrough. We're gonna do walk. Late night. Alright, I told y'all. Alright, so we have here, apparently, allegedly, harassment, restraining order violation, domestic violence, right? End of 2019, right? Blah, blah, blah. Then a violation of such. Just saying. Yeah, that'd be silver there. I even knew that, I don't know. Booking charges, F animal torture, property crime, and others.
Yeah, the weirdo guy, the creepy guy's calling you out, Cher. What's up with all these kitty cats, Cher? And animal torture charges, huh? Yeah. Come on, Cher.
Yeah, animal torture is bad. For somebody to look into her dead, it's worse. Like,
yeah.
I'm really curious to know that now. Somebody needs to.
Yeah, she's being charged. She's with her orange jumpsuit. Cher, come on, Cher, and I'm the weirdo. Yeah, I'm the weirdo, Cher. I'm the weirdo. Yeah, I'm the creepy guy with the girls tied up in my backyard. You nut job. You psycho. You telling everybody that I got children tied up in my backyard. You nut job.
That jumpsuit means she stayed a while too. They don't just hand those out for bookings.
Yeah, being charged with animal torture.
She couldn't make bail and she stuck around a while.
You get the jumpsuit once you get processed.
Yeah, she got processed in. Yeah, she did not make bail.
Yeah. I think you guys are right. Yeah, she spent some time behind bars, but I'm sure she'll make a video. Oh no, those I know. I'm Mrs. Sweet Little Cher over here. I would never ever ever. I was there was fraudulent charges and I was framed. I didn't do that. No, it wasn't my fault that the animals were tortured. I'm innocent. She plays that game. She plays herself off as real sweet, real mellow, real innocent. She tries to. It's all an act. She's fake, guys. This girl is completely fake. She's a phony. She is a phony. And she's got so many people that believe she's all sweet and innocent. And she's not sweet and innocent. She's a dirty dog, man. She's nasty. She's an animal torturer. She's actually got a mugshot. Where's my mugshot, Cher? Go find my mugshot, Cher. Cher, the weirdo. Yeah.
And this is the guy she was harassing, much like she's been charged for. She's good at that. She enjoys it, harassing, the domestic violence, enacting it between other people. She enjoys watching others be abused, harmed, apparently animals as well. I don't know. And as you can see down there in the comment, people are just starting to catch on to what her dad did as well, all sort of stuff. So, but this was another person that she was targeting and harassing. Right? That started outing her for it. And then she's doubled down with conspiracy theories and stuff to get him slandered whenever she's sat in Canada and otherwise, doing it with impunity, she thinks. Just from behind a buffer, and she's gotten worse about it. But yeah, she's enjoying herself up there and what she can do and perpetrating other people's lives and the abuse she can do with a buffer and salivate over and enjoy watching. And she does. She's enjoying it. It's gross. Either way, she was accusing this person of all kinds of insanity, like she does everybody else, and harassing them and whatnot. And then she really doubled down once they started outing her. But she's accusing him of all kinds of wild stuff, much like she does all of us and everybody else. And she tampers with people, and she makes false calls on, and uses law enforcement. I mean, the stuff this person does is, yep, yep. I mean, seriously, I've watched it for years now. It ain't entertainment. It's some sort of wrong individual using this realm to do this and loves watching the abuse, death, harm, all the crimes and stuff while committing its own, and stalking and harassing of people and annihilation of lives, and the abuse that she can enact between C and D, or our abuser and us, and triggering people. It's disturbing, y'all. It's disturbing. And I'm just gonna let my own vid play here. This is one the other day, hoaxes with C&D and share, etc. Just gonna let it play.
She heard something about rebates. So, not sure if just getting it as it goes. So, Mr. Share is not going to be ending the stream anytime soon. We're going to
We're until we find out what's going on.
until we know, because,
I think we're getting somewhere, maybe. Do any of you know, on Wells property or in that immediate area, is there a deep body of water? Because I don't think there is. So what would the divers be doing?
there is there. Yes, there is.
Like they got that little creek, but it's not something that you actually need divers for.
No, there's a couple of things. Actually, there's a few, like,
There's a few ponds, yeah.
one or two that were searched. But the thing is, what I'm doing right now, it sounds like they've been watching, and
Behind Jody's house there or something.
it'd be somewhere that was searched before it looks as though if it's true.
Oh dear. Hold on. It's having a meltdown currently. I've done a heckin' bad somewhere. Alright.
She heard something about rebates. So,
Is there?
not sure, but just we're getting it as we go. So Mr. Share is not going to be ending the stream anytime soon. We're not going
Yeah. Okay. November 21.
She heard something about rebates. So,
Is there?
not sure, but just we're getting it as we go. So Mr. Share is not going to be ending the stream anytime soon. We're not going to be
We're staying on until we find out.
until we know, because
Yeah, finally we're getting somewhere, maybe. Do any of you know, on Wells property or in that immediate area, is there a deep body of water? Because I don't think there is. So what would the divers be doing?
there is there. Yes, there is.
Like they got that little creek, but it's not something that you actually need divers for.
No, there's a couple of she's actually left. There's a few like
There's a few ponds, yeah.
one or two that were searched. But the thing is, what I'm doing right now, it sounds like they've been watching, and
Behind Jody's house there or something.
it'd be somewhere that was searched before it looks as though if it's true, it remains have been moved around, from my understanding. The plate where they're at now has been searched, I believe, 3 times before. A fake stage thing to try and discredit me and the contract, so we can't talk about it. He was really being dumb and thinking like we would all just, as there is a part of me that thinks it's true just because of my conversation with Candace.
Yeah. People are saying that Candace sent the video to Cabin Alley proving no one was there. I said, why the hell would she tell you that they were?
I don't think exactly really looking back either. But
Everybody's hacked. Everybody's hacked. everybody's at.
Okay, here's the deal. Ronnie Thompson is there. There is several sheriffs and detectives there. There is also searches happening. Yeah. Oh.
Recall?
Not absolutely. There's a thing going on with 2 neighbors, and then yes, it's about summer, and they're going. It's going back and forth and everything right now. And yes, they are there. They're still there. Yes.
Right now.
There are divers that are. I don't know if there's divers today, but yes, divers are going back. I've even heard divers already were there over this past weekend. But yeah, there are things going on, and up until 25 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, they were talking back and forth like that with me. And right now, there's no response on their phone. Is going right to voicemail with Dawn. And right now, there's no response on their phone. Is going right to voicemail with Dawn. And right now, there's no response on their phone. Is going right to voicemail with Dawn.
Yep, something's happening right now. Don't know what for sure. Yep, that's all. Something's going down. But Sheriff was in contact with John and Candace, and within the last 20 minutes, they've gone radio silent. They have their phones off.
Yeah, I'm talking with a very, like a very good, like well-known bounty hunter, and she knows a lot, and like, she always gets me shit before everyone else knows.
Woman remains from where I've heard 2 stories now. I've heard on the Wells property and on a neighbor's property. So we don't know for sure. We don't even know if the word remains found.
It is favorite bounty hunter in the world. Said she heard something about remains. Favorite bounty hunter in the world. Said she heard something about remains. Favorite bounty hunter in the world. Said she heard something about remains. So,
Is there?
not sure, but just we're getting it as we go. So Mr. Sheriff is not going to be ending the stream anytime soon. We're not going to have
We're staying on until we find out what's going
until
on.
we know, because
Yeah, finally we're getting somewhere, maybe. Do any of you know, on Wells property or in that immediate area, is there a deep body of water? Because I don't think there is. So what would the divers be doing?
there is water. Yes, and there's.
Like, they've got that little creek, but it's not something that you actually need divers for.
No, there's a couple of few, actually, there's a few, like,
There was a few ponds. Yeah.
1 or 2 of them were searched. But the thing is, what I'm hearing right now, it sounds like they've been watching, and
Behind Jody's house there is something.
it would be somewhere that was searched before. It looks as though, if it's true, it remains have been moved around, from my understanding. The place where they're at now has been searched, I believe, 3 times before. A fake stage thing to try and discredit me about the contract, so we can't talk about it. He was really being dumb and thinking like we would all just. There is a part of me that thinks it's true just because of my conversation with Candace.
Yeah. People are saying that Candace sent the video to Caminelli proving no one was there. So why the hell would she tell you that they were?
I don't think exactly really looking back either. When's that video from? Like, I don't know. There's, like I said, I don't care for those 2 people, so I don't care. Because John even told me a week ago that he didn't care for Caminelli. So, I don't know what the hell either. They're all saying, you know, talk about their putting in
Yeah, this is fake, then it's just fake.
Yep. Like I said, maybe it is, but we'll find
Yeah,
out.
we don't know what the hell's going on.
Just as another Because didn't you text him saying you were done? And bombarded on our podcast that there was something very serious going on Ben Hill Road. I was wondering if you could confirm or deny that for us.
I have no idea, man.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I'm not sure, man.
Okay, you're not sure. Would you be able to confirm or deny, was Candace or Donald Wells arrested today?
Lay a word up.
Okay, thank you so much for your time, sir. So that's not a denial that nothing's going on. They could deny that they were not arrested today, but not deny something's not going on Ben Hill Road? That's what it sounds like to me. So you guys take that for whatever it's worth. There's nothing about the commotion on Ben Hill Road today that I saw from WJHL for today. And what you saw today was already planned to come out today. It's not news today. That was from like yesterday or the day before. I knew that.
So, and let's not all forget when Cher said that about the bounty hunter. That day, it links back to Lady Justice and all those Penny and then we're using in the Stacy Slay fake fed thing, plus the green eyes bullshitter. Links them all together nicely during that period. I played that piece for you the other day where even that one's like, yep, you know, the neighbor fucked it up for, their bounty hunter bullshit and I guess their sleigh shit and their green eye shit, right? Cher's favorite bounty hunter, also Penny's and the rest, because they were using the shit from there to partially pretend to be sleigh and other things. And one of them around it is supposed to be green eyes. And then the night I was there, and that a couple nights ago, oh boy, has a certain thing on it. You'll just have to watch that piece. Anyway, now mind you, part of that happens on lockdown. Who's taken over as the new favorite mouthpiece of Dawn. Speaking of that thing, the other day it does this, right? It does this. Yeah, the newest mouthpiece of Dawn. New spokesperson. Candace and Dawn, right? Past few months. It does this. It puts this out. Because Dawn, because our abuser tells Dawn, and it supposedly comes from Dawn, you know, before anything even stated openly or otherwise, etc., to the public, this one's told to put it out there, do a hit piece on me, plus the butt cheeks of share that she sent to Dawn, in order to piss Candace off, manipulate him, etc. But Lockdown, was told by Dawn to put out basically the info, I guess, from Abuser that, to announce to the world things that were not known publicly. Alright? Don't get that mixed up with, let's see. Let's see here. He's been on my ass for freaking ever now. Oh, yeah. He came back with hit pieces, specifically designed, and they went down here with the intention of screwing with us. They announced that him and Noel both, they're gonna harass this there, blah blah blah, whatever, right? Anyway, so he come back with pre-made pieces, that are bullshit on and let me see, when Josh and the lab and McDonough went live, then he did a bullshit piece on that. Oh yeah. It was a hit piece, ready-made, that he came back with from Tennessee to fuck with McDonough. Almost like he's operating as a lion tragedy pit machine for Dawn, and then in a hit piece channel for whatever, right? And I mean, really, all you need is, well, this right here, you know. Considering Sharon lockdown, or, you know, what they are for the Wells.
Hey, what's up with it? White Boy here. Back with another one. Really not back with another one. The last live kind of got a little bit long, 3 hours. Everybody can't see each live or watch the whole thing. I completely get that. But I believe in the title I said Don trolls his haters, which he absolutely did in epic fashion. Very epic fashion. And I didn't get to a chance to tell you guys this quick story, which actually fooled myself. Now, here's what happened, and this is a few weeks old, but it was actually pretty epic. Okay, so a couple weeks ago, I follow, obviously, them on Facebook, as well as findsomewhereelse.com. But this was on Don's personal Facebook. he he has a picture. It's in the early morning, and I believe he was talking about the view in the morning. So as I'm seeing this, it was, you know, we just had got back from Tennessee, and I remember that view. You know, for myself, this is the first time seeing mountains and stuff. Tennessee was very beautiful to me. I like the landscape and all that. So I know exactly where that picture was taken. You walk out his front door. If you're going 12 o'clock, you turn to 3 o'clock, and bam, it's right there. So when you walk out his front door, interesting aspect about Don Wells on that hill. If you walk out 12 o'clock, my bad, this would be 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Either way, 3 or 6, you're gonna see like a canyon and a whole bunch of mountains over there and over there. You can't miss it. But I remember like the difference of it, right? Anyway, he's like, hey, look at the beautiful sunset early in the morning before work. And so I see it, and I remembered, and I'm like, man, you guys are so lucky. A few other names I recognize in the comments. It's on his Facebook. So that's about it. It's about all I caught. The funny thing is, later on, after speaking, I was like, man, that was a cool post that you did. And well, he told me the significance of it, and I had to crack up. Because, you know, if you watch, obviously on YouTube, these people are obsessed with their life. They watch everything and nitpick everything, and they harass, and they get in the ass crack of everybody involved with these people. So what Don did is he was going through it with a employer, if you will. And in the picture was purposely this employer that he doesn't like that much. So what do you think the haters did? They always want to contact everything, like they found something new, right? Because it doesn't have anything to do with the case. But so you already know these haters like epically called the employer and tried to like say all this crazy shit about either Don or Candace, as if the employer who's local there doesn't already know the story and the significance behind it. But these people, I could see a share, a prayer garden, all these people calling and then doing 15,000 lives about it. Like they have this brand new information, which in fact, it was a setup. Think about it. If you're pissed at an employer, what better way to get your own haters to do your dirty work? It's in epic fashion. It was as smooth as it gets. Leave it in the comments, because I don't watch the hate channels, and I'm not mad if you do. But please leave the comments. There was a chat talking about this. There was some pet detective that got the new information, that got the work, and who knows how many lies came behind that? Like how many? What? Oh, I can only see it now. So please leave it in the comments. But they fell for the trap. And listen, it got me. I didn't even see the work company, the company in the photo. I didn't see it. And usually, because I try to look out for them, I do look for shit like that in photos and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Not too long ago, I believe I did a video or a live something, and I was talking about how some other morons seen whatever Candace was wearing with her job in it and called her employer. So this was epically done. I just like to know from you guys. Did you hear it in hate channels? Keep it real. Put it below. White Boy Radio. This is us. We're laughing. Smash a like. Until the next one.
That is ironically titled Don Mills Tricks the Hate Channels to do his dirty work. Now, I don't know why that would be so surprising to Lockdown, considering he came here to Tennessee to do their dirty work and went back with hit pieces ready to be put out on cue for Iron McDonough, etc. With that intention, and then the other day before anything was public, put out information about Orders Protection in a buffer system way, saying it was because our abuser had told Dawn, and then Dawn had rushed to tell him, and then put it out and targeted me with it. Did a whole targeting piece on me. Used our abuser and the abuse, etc. Blah blah. Pulled a whole Depp Heard routine, same shit as usual around here. And then, wanted to talk about the butt cheeks of Cher and how she'd sent those, of course.
Through Andy Monster, and he said he prefers to go by Andy, so we'll do our best to go by Andy this evening.
Now,
But
they've been in
she
contact a long
texted
time.
Andy saying, good. I hope this will make them leave. Or maybe now they'll leave. Do you guys remember that? Now, she's done a lot of dirty deleting, but I'm
This is her talking about maybe she has everything all fucking wrong.
pretty certain that was
Either way, we taught
actually
lives. I'm friends with the monster, right?
Andy. The man of the hour. Hey, buddy.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Hold on, let me get you through that thing.
Yeah. So, can you hear all right? Everything good?
Hold on, it's not connected.
Let him get situated. Hi, Lisa. You do remember that? Okay, good. Because I know she's done a lot of dirty deleting, but
Not
some
true.
of us still have it. I'll have it back in my files too, but that'd have been like, over 2 years ago for sure now. Are you able to see the chat, Andy?
Hold on, just 1 second.
No problem. And yes, mods, please make sure, people can have different opinions. That's totally fine, but we don't have to be an asshole to any guest. So he's taking his time for free, by the way. I know a certain someone likes to say that Mr. Andy here will only talk with people if they pay him, but not 1 cent was exchanged between myself or Andy. And here he is. So already there's a lie right there. He'll be right back.
Not a lie.
His Cash App is in the description. And you know what other people do? I am going to do this just to specifically piss off somebody. I am going to go ahead. I'm going to run his Cash App. Let me edit that one as mine. Hey, Andy.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yep, we can hear you good. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm not a professional at this, so
No, I've only seen you on a few times, so.
Right.
I'm just getting your Cash App really quick. I'm gonna have your Cash App scroll on the screen there for you. Like I said, you didn't ask me to do that, and I was letting people know that your ex has told people, and so have other asshole people, say that you don't talk to anybody for free, but I was letting them know that not even a single cent has exchanged between you or I, and that you are talking. And you've been texting with me for a couple days as well, so.
everything's not about money.
Right.
No, it shouldn't be, not especially when you're talking about a missing child, right? There we go. But I'm scrolling yours just because you and I both know we're pissing somebody off while we do this, and this is just an extra little, thorn in that side, so it's funny to me. So there I go.
It's
And
one of them situations wherever I pop up, it's something. So
it is. So I probably have like different kinds of questions than you've been hammered with before because you've already been there.
Anyway. And that's BS. We've done other pieces in the past few days, proving all that garbage to be lies. We all know how many hidden pieces of monsters are around here, especially from the first crew that winds around everybody from Chase and Jenny, Adrian, etc. Blah, 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 blah. And how they keep everything cleansed, much like they do for everybody else. How much was done in Discords? $15 pop. How many other creators have admitted outright from the beginning? This one wanted $500. I mean, we showed all the receipts, folks. Regardless, as you can see, it's being done on purpose to trigger arm rest. Orders were in place this time, as they have been continuing for years. Ain't stopped it. much, these were extended. There was no down. And it continues. And after this piece, this one and that one continued for all these weeks. Holler Bunny Boil, holler this, bunny that, just be this there, and then here we go with, well, the nice admittance that it looks like after I make a post, certain people are displeased, and after I half whisper in and all this other shit falls in place, looks like a certain other mouthpiece for certain folks is using the abuser, much like Lockdown is using the abuser, much like Dawn is using the abuser via Lockdown and everything else, to continue like all of them have done collectively to use the abuser, and abuser also wants to be here doing it for cash, and otherwise to continue to abuse openly, and they're all just as on this, and it looks like what shook out was an admittance that they're feeding out everything about everything from Cork and us, and using this channel to, obviously, what they say is to, make lives about me and this other, and feeding out shit to them to do that. But just like this, right? Just like I just said, they knew it was to do shit to me. And that's what it's going to continue to be. It's an abuser using this, it's others using this. His two favorite mouthpieces, to do their dirty work after certain posts. Yeah, and abuser will play in it. Cause it doesn't maybe quite get it. I don't know. I'm tired of all of it. But I've shown receipts, records, have the evidence, proof, and I appreciate that monster butt cheeks here. Literally, he goes around getting monster tattoos on each and sending that to the father's messenger. It's fine. Anyway, yeah. And this one helped him in his whole crap years ago, so she could sell merch on the back of it. My DV, and thought it was funny. And all this group's been connected. Thought that I'm sick of the narratives and the garbage they want to feed out to you all. And this one, playing games with those since before we were ever public, aimed at Iron Little and such. So I'm over all of it. But I do appreciate the recent stupid wording and the half whispers that fed out and got me back more compiling and evidence proof of who's doing what in manner and how quick and why. I do appreciate it. I really do. You're gonna need 12 legs to get for a bill. And not all things are as they appear. But I do appreciate another little bit of evidence and proof. Thank you. Or several, actually. The admittances are being used for, and people using you to target us for, and all this shit. Really just need anymore. And then half whispers and things there, and getting responses out of it in just minutes time and links back to. And then certain things scheduled after certain posts went up. Dirty deeds done dirt cheap, eh? That should be your old motto, Brittany. But whatever. Anyway, so I guess let it continue to go ahead and give me more to compile with. work with, I'm gonna ignore it. I'm gonna gather what I need to about it, meh, and I'm gonna carry on with what. And I had posted, have every intent of carrying on with. I don't care who it displeases. I'm sick of everybody screwing with us for years, and I don't think that this community and really anybody in it, even us that are unknown. I mean, if you can give them an excuse why we deserve this or that or the other, blah blah, fine. What about all those that this has been done to that you don't even know and have never been public and never spoken or anything else? They deserve to be screwed with, tampered with, their families destroyed, their livelihoods taken, all their shit, because entertainment and tragedy pimps and people falsely slinging shit at them too, naming them as XYZ, whatever. No, they didn't. And I'm sick of watching it. I'm sick of watching the cleansing of fucking monsters and the destruction of an entire community and the continuation of mud, jello, and bullshit. And started. So it's time to let a little light shine. So y'all just keep on. While you're doing it, you remember that some of us are compiling. And we've all got way more than enough anyway. You're just adding extra. And helping with the last things. Anyway, y'all. Um, oh yeah, I forgot it was the weekend. I don't know how I forgot. I'm old. Get off my lawn. So anyway, I'm out of here. Also, those who want to continue to contact, I had some issues with Messenger and things. For quite a period, yesterday and throughout the night and throughout most of today. Finally got that fixed. That was part of slowdowns too. Um, but those who want to message and such and help with trying to get these pamphlets and things and brainstorm over it, please do make contact. Those who really want to will know how to do that. I'm going to try to move forward on it. And also those who have ideas how to absolutely seal the deal on images, pictures, that type of thing, etc. In a firm way, like that cannot be argued by any method or means. Once I strike over the usage or anybody taking or disseminating or anything else or whatnot, blah blah blah, you know what I'm saying? Hollering. No, some are talking about layering programs, this here, blah blah, but you know, other things. I've got some ready, but I want to be absolutely like 4,000 bazillion% sure, plus then little add plans and all this and other. You know, it's a sunny day and everybody's up to the happy shenanigans, and it's gonna be like family wide things, so sort of had things to do, and of course the deer fight, so there's that. Anyway, for the night, I'm going to, I think, finish off, one of the church, um, chocolate and peanut butter eggs they make. God, I love those things so much. Depends on which church you get them at, how you get them from. Um, and I'm telling y'all what, swear to God, I was down through the creek today, and I was in like, visiting and stuff that I got some bird things to do. I was down through there and other places and whatnot, but near one of our, it doesn't matter. Anyway, stalkers, favorite hangouts and such, and I was like, but, I swear to God, Pastel, it's like, God, please no, but I swear it was like a fucking doppelganger for Dale. But I was like, whatever, I don't even care. And I carried on, and wildly enough, past, um, certain person related to another person that's actually related to Little and eldest. And they didn't recognize Little, and Little was in the passenger seat. And it's all they could see at the time. And they were honking and doing weird shit and trying to hit on her. You talking about being pissed, bro. Like, straight stop some shit. I was like, and they're like, oh. And then they're like, hey. I was like, bro, that's. And they're like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? I was pissed, you the freaks, bro. It's like, A, minor child. B, did you just do that? Like, fuck. Yeah. Yeah, Bison, that's the thing. Like, it was so weird. I mean, I know they couldn't see me and they didn't recognize her at first, but, you know, like, mistakes happen. You know what I'm saying? But then you try to continue after and you're like, what the fuck? And I'm not talking like no distant relation either. I'm talking like immediate. Like, closer than in relation than Fred is to Little one. It was like, yeah, it was. I was pissed, and everybody got the point real quickly. You know, yeah. That's fucking weird and gross. Anyway, it's weird and gross. Paper didn't do it, like, you know. It's ridiculous, stupid. Like, I know you did not just honk and do all this shit to catch attention and be hitting on it. Like, what the fuck? Like, you see me ever? And they're like, oh. I was like, yeah, oh. Like, whoops. Wrong mama. I was like, yeah. You didn't know it, too. But then I was like, you know that that's. And they're like, oh, oh, oh. Then they're like, my, eh. Yeah, bro, whole on fuck way over here. Freaks. You know? Can't go nowhere without some stupid shit. Cause like, where else were we? Weren't anywhere near people on purpose. That was people near us. You know, and they're like, honk honk. Fuck you mean honk honk wave hitting on? Excuse me. I don't think so. Pretty offensive too, considering who you are and what you are. I don't think so. So then I thought it pertinent to stop and make sure they knew. That way, in case they ever see Little again anywhere, which I doubt, unless it's just around like happened today, but they don't ever try it again. But that's who indeed she is, and no. I honestly think even Monster would probably be somebody's ass over that stuff. Weirdly enough. Only they're allowed to abuse them. Whatever. Alright. But, yeah, I'll go home. Proud dad ain't around. What the fuck? All I wanted to go do was fucking Yoder's shit. Can't even. Stupid. Peanut butter egg. Some weird shit. Cannot wait to just. Actually, you know what? Now, come to think of it, they may never actually see. Yeah, at least, you know. Next fall, anyway, because I'm hoping that next little bit brings complete and absolute true freedom to Little and I. And, in a way that we will no longer be here. For any stupid shit, fuck shit, tragedy pant shit, setup shit, flip script shit, continued abuser shit, cut off from support systems, put in a box anyway bullshit. Can't, won't be able to be enacted, done, screwed with, tampered with, fucked with any further. And then our abusers and rebels can have at it around here. Let them frolic all over. Have all of it, man. Take it. All the insertions, separations, strings. Keep it. We ain't got no need for it. You know what I mean? So, there's that. And this is the final push. For just being left the hell alone. by abusers and such in this year. But I will forever continue to speak for other women and children and men, much like my friend that been trying for like a year to help get out of things that recently got out. I'm awful worried about the last few days, but forever speaking for just like I've done most of my life in the open, social media and otherwise. Even while trapped in it, trying to find ways out. I will continue to try to use my voice so others do not die in the dark and that they reach out. It was always a thing of mine. I even have receipts on it, like way over a decade ago. I'm like, man, if I ever get our hope one day to be, everything be hunky dory in life and to have my career in this area where I can afford to build a place or do these things to help women out, children out in ways that they're actually lifted up and helped forward and not punished further and not done so right, and it gives them an actual foothold and a way out and forward instead of 3 days or 4 days. You can't come here with a male child. You can't do this. You can't, or whatever, and making it harder on them to where they stay because getting smacked around, as opposed to starving to death or being stuck in court systems, this and the other is better. They think most days nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, nowhere without being punished or potentially further fucked with by, or your children fucked with by. So I'd always hoped to do that. It's nothing new, and I've always spoken. Always. Never been quiet about it. Whole damn communities, especially since I was abused out in the open in public settings. Quite a fucking lot. From the first time to one of the last times. Favorite thing of that. And boasted about it for years and then it wants whatever. Now. But and I hope to one day still do that. I hope I get enough time somehow, despite all this, the hard shit, everything else, that I get to get those degrees my path told me I could get. And enough to where I could start somewhere for women and children to have steps and a path forward and help outreach out, as opposed to just 1-800 numbers that lead you in circles nowhere. Shelters that won't take you, or your male children, or your pets, or, you only have X amount of, just true help. Maybe I'll get that chance in this life. But either way, right now it's a final push, hopefully, to be fully free and leave all this behind. Hopefully for good. leave it to the monsters. We don't need it anymore. And on that note, y'all do me a favor. Please share the DV/Universal's hand signal for help. You know the drill around all that. If you watch often enough, you know. As always, please continue to share Summer's picture, information, and color by her name. Y'all know what I mean by info too, and how very tangible sharing her picture, information, and calling her by her name is. Okay. What all? It's the little things, my dudes. It's the little things. All right. Remember, little pebbles, little sparks, and voice. They all matter. They can all create tsunamis from ripples, infernos, tiny little sparks, and symphonies from one voice. But even the singles and smalls, they matter. They can change the world, affect lives, even if you never know it. Paint little happy trees and birds in the corners where you can. It couldn't have. They ain't gotta be perfect, ain't none of us are. We never will be. We can all leave little things here and there throughout our lifetimes. Remember to reach out to all the other humans around you. Remember the other denizens of this earth, this little blue speck, these vast cosmos. And that we've all only got one life on it. Don't make it harder on each other than it already is to be human on this little blue speck, okay? Try your best. But y'all enjoy your evenings, your nights, your mornings, wherever y'all are around the world. And live long and prosper, right, my dudes? Much love.